Chapter 6. More tools in Photoshop CS3. Retouching tools. The retouching tools allow you to adjust the colors and pixels of image to give it final touch. These tools can be used on a selection or on an entire image. Retouching tools in Photoshop include the Spot Healing Brush tool, Patch tool, Red Eye tool, Clone Stamp tool, Eraser tool, Blur tool, Smudge tool, Dodge tool, Burn tool, and Sponge tool. Spot Healing Brush tool. The Spot Healing Brush tool helps you remove blemishes, scars, pimples, and other flaws in your photograph. You can simply select, click, and drag the mouse pointer across the affected area and the flaw disappears. Let us see the steps to use this tool. First, open the image. Second, select the Spot Healing Brush tool from the Tools panel. Third, specify the following in the Options bar. Brush size. Set the brush size according to the space to be retouched or cleaned. Type. Choose from Proximity Match or Create Texture. Sample all layers. Select it to sample data from all visible layers. Deselect this option to sample data from the active layer only. Fourth, click the area you want to fix or click and drag to remove the flaws. Healing Brush tool. The Healing Brush tool is used to paint with sample pixels from an image. The sample is called the source. The flawed area is called the destination. This tool also matches the texture, lighting, transparency, and shading of the sample pixels. To use the Healing Brush tool, follow these steps. First, open the image. Second, select the Healing Brush tool from the list of icons in the Spot Healing Brush tool menu. Third, specify the following in the Options bar. Brush size and brush mode. Set them as per your requirement. Type of source. Choose Sample to use pixels from the current image. Choose Pattern to use a pattern from the Pattern Picker drop-down palette. Aligned. Select it to sample pixels continuously without losing the current sampling point even if you release the mouse button. Deselect the option if you want to continue using the sample pixels from the initial sampling point each time you stop and resume. Sample. Select it to sample data from all visible layers. Fourth, place the pointer on the image area to select the sample color. Press Alt and click the mouse to select the sample. Fifth, click and drag in the image. Clone Stamp tool. The Clone Stamp tool is used to clone or duplicate the whole or selected part of an image. To use the tool, follow these steps. First, open the image. Second, click on the Clone Stamp tool in the Tools panel. Third, press and hold down the Alt key. Click the part of the image you want to clone and release the Alt key. Fourth, click and drag the mouse over the area where you want to place the cloned part or full image. Pattern Stamp tool. The Pattern Stamp tool is used to create a clone from a predefined area of pixels such as a pattern. You first need to define a pattern and then clone it. To use this tool, follow these steps. First, open an image and select the area you want to define as a pattern. Second, select Edit, Define Pattern. The Pattern Name dialog box opens. Third, type name of the pattern and click OK. Fourth, open the image where you want to apply the pattern. Fifth, select the Pattern Stamp tool in the Tools panel. Sixth, select the Aligned checkbox in the Options bar. This will maintain the pattern's continuity with the original start point even if you release the mouse button and continue painting. Deselecting the Aligned option will restart the pattern each time you release the mouse button and start painting. Seventh, open the Pattern Picker palette. Eighth, place the mouse pointer on the image and drag it over the part you want to fill with the pattern. The pattern will be duplicated on the image or on the blank canvas. Eraser tools. The eraser tools are used to erase undesirable portions of the image. Select the required eraser tool from the list. Eraser tool. Background eraser tool. This tool erases parts of an image and makes it transparent. If the image has multiple layers, it erases the pixels of the background layer. Magic eraser tool. This tool erases pixels from similarly colored areas. To use the eraser tools, follow these steps. First, open the image. Second, click on the eraser tools in the Tools panel. Third, select the eraser mode in the options bar. The shape of the eraser tool changes according to your selection. Brush. The eraser tool takes the shape of a brush. The eraser strokes are like those of the paintbrush tool. Pencil. The eraser tool takes the shape of a pencil. The eraser strokes are like those of the pencil tool. Block. The eraser tool takes the shapes of a wooden block of fixed size. Fourth, set the value for opacity in the options bar. Fifth, click and drag on the area to be erased. Blur tool. The blur tool is used to blur or soften the pixels of an image or a part of it. To use it, follow these steps. First, open the image. Second, click on the blur tool in the Tools panel. Third, in the options bar, you can do the following. Select the appropriate brush from the palette. Set options for the blending mode and strength. Select Use All Layer to blur using data from all visible layers. If this option is deselected, the tool uses data from only the active layer. Fourth, click and drag on the image to blur the pixels. Smudge tool. The smudge tool is used to create an effect like wet paint smudged with a finger. To use this tool, follow the steps given below. First, open the image. Second, select the smudge tool in the Tools panel. Third, in the options bar, you can do the following. Choose the brush type, select the blending mode, select Use All Layers to smudge using color data from all visible layers. Select finger painting if you want to smudge using the foreground color at the beginning of each stroke. If this option is deselected, then the smudge tool uses the color under the pointer at the beginning of each stroke. Fourth, click and drag on the desired portion of image to smudge it. Dodge tool. The dodge tool is used to make darker portions of an image lighter. To use this tool, follow these steps. First, open the image. Second, select the dodge tool in the Tools panel. Third, click the arrow next to brush in the options bar. Select a soft edge brush to get better results. Fourth, select the range and set the value of exposure in the options bar. Fifth, click and drag the mouse on the image area to lighten the pixels. Burn tool. The burn tool works just opposite to the dodge tool. It is used to darken the pixels in an image. To use this tool, follow these steps. First, open the image. Second, use a selection tool to select an area to darken, or you can darken the whole image. Third, select the burn tool in the Tools panel. Fourth, in the options bar, select the brush and set the exposure percentage and see the result. Fifth, drag the brush over the image to darken it.